welcome to the Friday, February 24th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. TGIF, Mudderfudders. What a last few days it's been. My goodness gracious sakes. But I hope everybody's had a good week since we had a chance to sit down and talk on Monday. March is right around the corner. We have, what, 5 days left? Hey, brother. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Good morning, Jan. I hope you're doing good today. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, it was a rough night last night. I was up till almost midnight. The wife woke me up when she came in. She didn't mean to, but she woke me up, and I had a heck of a time. Heck of a time getting back to sleep. And of course, this morning I had both little boys up on the bed, not intending to wake me up, but they were fighting on who was going to get closest to my chest. So yeah, 4:30 this morning, I'm woke up like in stereo. I'm laying on one. I got one arm shoved up under the pillow. I got one hand free, and I'm trying to scratch them and love on them both, get little kisses on my mustache, and then push their little butts out of the bed so I could get up because they had me awake. So I got about 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours, 3.5 hours of sleep. Good morning, Tony. Let me roll back up through here. I'm sitting here just frickin' rattling already. You could tell I've been up. I've been drinking coffee. Of course, you know, we've been hitting the Black Rifle gunship for the last couple days. Tell you what, for a light coffee, that stuff will smack you around and call you dirty names. Let me see here. We got Ian in here. We got Jan. There's Tony. Good morning, brother. I hope you're doing good. Hey, I'm glad you remembered to say good morning to us dudes, too. Yeah, I had a real nice conversation with Fish last night. We talked till right about midnight. And I was ready to retire at that point in time. And I still had dishes to do and everything else before I went to bed. So luckily, not much. Let me see here. Let me say hey, y'all. Good morning, Stephanie. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning, dear. How you doing? Let me see y'all. Good morning, Adam. Good to see you, bud. You know, I don't care so much about the dudes. Yeah, I know. It's all right. It's all right. We still love you, dude. I mean, regardless whether you love us or not, we still love you. You know, in a strictly non-petting, platonic way. Um, you know, like one of them non-ass grabbing. Um, you get it. You know what I mean. We love you. We'll just leave it with that. We love you. We might have today in history. We may not. I got a message from Rusty about. That's why I was. I, I don't blame you. But he's got a real busy morning out home. He said he's going to try to make it, but he can't promise anything. And I told him, of course, do what you can do. It's all you can do. So, yeah. Snow day, no work. Man, I'll tell you what, the snow is beating the hell out of the West right now. Danny and I were talking after the stream last night, and they got ice 45 minutes north for 2 days, and we got nothing but rain and cold temperatures. It hovered right above freezing, 33 degrees for 2 days. Never dropped below 33 degrees. It rained. We still have rain sitting out here in the driveway. So, but yeah, he told me, he says, brace yourself because we got a big snowstorm coming out of the west now. Mother Nature decided that she was going to be even more fickle than normal this year, and she's throwing the crap at us at the end of winter. Go figure. Won't be the first time here in Michigan, though, because, well, needless to say, we have had snow the third week of April here before. So, oh, there I went. I start chatting again. Let's see here. Deb, good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing good. Christine, hello, love. Uh, um, Snow, we barely got it. More ice pellets. I'll tell you what, Danny's tree limbs, the cars, the ground, everything was coated in ice. He was able to get out yesterday and get the Jeeps moved to the front of the house. And he was sitting there looking down his road. He said neighbors had trees down, they had limbs down, they had all kinds of stuff. He said luckily he didn't lose anything in his backyard, but if his neighbor's old dead tree comes down, it would have taken out his backyard, both cars, his grandkids' swing set and stuff. It would have been bad. So they moved the cars up front where there were no trees. Chris, good morning. Hope you're doing good. 3.5 inches of rain. We got a couple inches. It rained pretty hard there for 2 days. Oh, Christine, your package came in. I have not opened it yet. I'm actually going to open it probably in the video I'm working on right now. Just in case, only because I'm trying the Vegemite when I open it, and if I, happen to hurl or make some kind of face and say some kind of dirty word, I don't want to do it live. That way I can edit it and put in a different kind of word. But I'm anxious. I'm anxious. In Prescott, Arizona, it snowed all night long. The wife said it was flurrying when she came home at 2 o'clock this morning. I got up this morning, there's no snow anywhere. So it must have been like real light. What's our temperature here? Temperature here right now is 26 degrees. 26 degrees. So not cold, not exactly warm, but not cold. Chris is here. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Winter isn't done until the end of March if you're lucky. Like I said, winter's not done here sometimes till April. Good morning, Templar. Good to see you. Hope you're well today. Happy Friday. Toronto, Canada, 65 degrees, windows open, you lucky furry bastard. 65 degrees and windows open. Hey, Squatch. Past 2 days here in Kentucky, almost 80 degrees. Today's 32. Technically, winter can last into June. Yeah, Yeah. Oh, believe me, I know about the warm temperatures one day, cold temperatures the next. That's why I say every year I tell the wife, come along about March, we need to go out and buy a large box of Midol, the biggest Hershey bar we could find, and give it to Mother Nature. Um, Maybe a nice cool compress on her forehead. Whatever it takes to keep her from taking her really bad case of bitchitis out on us and making us pay the price. Because it was just here a couple years ago. My very first event was the first weekend of May, and the second week of April, we had snow on the ground. So everybody was wondering, okay, how long is this going to last? Is the ground going to be soaked when we get to camp to set up? Luckily, it warmed up just a couple days later, and everything was nice. Except, we had rain, but, that's why we waterproof our canvas. Been 33, 40 degrees Celsius every day this week. Wow. Still sick. It was in the 70s here past couple of days. Now it's 26. Monday we're supposed to get a foot of snow. We'll see. Jeez, criminy. Give her a bottle of whiskey or some shine. Yep. I think I would. I think I would pair that whiskey up with some 650 milligram acetaminophen and see if maybe we can increase that dosage for her just a bit. That way she's just unconscious and nobody has to pay. Because if we don't pay, someone's going to pay. It's either going to be north of us or south of us. So, you know what they always say: don't take these painkillers and drink. Why? That's the best part of taking painkillers. Chasing them with some kind of a brownish colored liquor. Good morning, Stephen. What is up, you rock star? Hope you're doing well. I'm trying to. My back is ripped today. Um, I did leave that part out, which kind of sucked. I got up this morning and I kicked my feet out of the bed and I tried to stand up. My knees were all wobbly and my back was hurting all day yesterday, right down just above the waistband, off to the left side. And I actually got weak kneed a couple times yesterday here in the house. So it's staying by my side again. I usually only use it when I absolutely have to or when we leave. But when you start using it around the house, you know old age is there. It is accompanying you like a friend on the rest of your journey. Because the one thing about old age, it don't come and go. It just comes. The liver is evil and it must pay. Yes, you must drown that liver. Only evil if it's cooked in onions and you're forced to eat it. I've been using my cane every day, all day. That old shillelagh. I actually have a shillelagh out in the shed. A friend of mine got it as a wedding present for us. He knew I'd always wanted a shillelagh, but it's a shillelagh walking stick. Um, it's actually about 6 foot tall, but I do want to get it cut down into a cane where I can use it. It's beautiful, beautiful piece of work. Um, It's not got half the skull cracker on it that that thing does. The one thing I like about this one, I picked this one here up in Gettysburg um, when Mark and I went out back in 2020, and the brass ball comes off of it. So if I want to put a unicorn head or a dragon or whatever on it, I can just take it off and screw that on there in place and keep changing the heads on it. But I haven't yet. Don't eat piss filter. Yeah, don't eat piss filter. Always wonder why people love piss and onions. Me too. Me too. I tried it. I tried it once when I was like young, like 11, 12, because my mom used to make liver and onions all the time for her and dad, and she'd cook me and my sister fish sticks. So I tried it once, and it's like, nope, nope, not doing it. Some things ain't meant to be eaten. Yeah, I was a cook for 20 years. Liver is the worst to cook. It does smell like piss when you cook it. Now, see, I agree. I agree with you, Templar. You know, I'll eat pig's feet, tongue, heart. I'm not touching the liver. I'm not touching the liver. Can't do it. No matter how hard I try, not gonna not gonna do that again. Y'all disappoint me. Oh goodness. Oh, there was one pop. Still nothing that way. And that's the side that hurts. But I eat snake before I ever eat liver. Oh yeah, I've had snake. Snake's good. Depends on how it's cooked. I smell onions when I cook it. I can make a whole meal with just gizzard and heart. Now, I got to admit, when it comes to chicken livers and gizzards, it don't bother me that much because, well, they're deep fried, they're breaded. But beef liver, I just never could. I just never could. But chicken livers and gizzards, especially now that you can get online and get Colonel Sanders' recipe for his 11 herbs and spices. Oh, yeah. That just makes it so much better. And every time I sit down and eat something like that now, it takes me back to my childhood when my grandpa used to pick me up from school in the 72 Ford LTD. And we would stop by KFC on the way to the lake. And he'd pick up a big old bag of lizards and givers. And that's what we'd sit and munch on while we were fishing till it was time to go home. And hearts are good for your dogs too. Not with 11 herbs and spices, they're not. So I don't know if you guys seen or not. I had a last minute notice last night that I was going live with Danny. I posted something on the community tab. Of course, Jan showed up and Big Fish showed up. But that's going to start being an every 2 week thing now with him and I. the Paranormal Now show over on unrestricted paranormal site, and then it goes live as a podcast on unrestricted radio on Sunday nights. So, but you don't get to see our pretty faces or the guest by listening to the podcast. So I kind of prefer the video thing. I prefer the live stream thing. Iron, others, remake, liver, smell, and cook. If you don't smell that, it just means you washed it too much. Had to make coffee. The missus is off and for whatever reason is unable to make coffee. That's because she's used to being at work by now and she knows you make better coffee because you get a lot more practice at it. So she, of course, is going to, you know, have you make her coffee. I like podcasts, then I can imagine what you don't look like. I always enjoy the live stream portion when we're recording for one of the shows because, you know, a lot of guys they think, "Oh, okay, well we're recording for a podcast. We're not going to show this live." And they come on with some scrubby t-shirt and unshaven and I mean just looking like they've been living behind a dumpster at Taco Bell for like a month. And then they're sitting there on camera and you know the host says something like, "Right now you can see us live right here and Sunday night you'll just hear the podcast on blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I look like I've been living on Taco Bell, sleeping in their dumpster for the last month. Thank you for telling me we were going to be live, you bastard." Really ain't rocket science. Irish mine, please. Oh, believe me, I wish I had the money. That's what I was missing this morning was Irish cream for my coffee. And with, you know, Irish American Heritage Month coming up here in 5 days, I think that's how I'm going to try to have my coffee, at least my first cup of coffee. Every morning is Irish coffee. A little bit of Irish cream, a little bit of whipped cream. No better way to start the morning. Some women love that look. I coat the liver in flour. See, that's what my mom always done. She coated it in flour, and then she cooked it with the onions and stuff. Coat the liver in a garbage bag. My grandmother used to do that too, and shake and bake, and all sorts of other ways. Tried it numerous times. Wow, garbage bag of fucking liver. Why, Tony, I seem to think you're quite adamant, sir, about the fact that you do not like beef liver. Why ruin shake and bake? You know, I love shake and bake. My mom used to do it. She used to she used to get us kids out there helping her do shake and bake chicken or whatever, and we would just laugh and have so much fun shaking it up in the bag. The wife hates shake and bake. She would rather mix up her own spices and breadcrumbs and stuff than use something out of a box. I told her, you know, since grandma's gone, we can actually eat seafood here now. That I was going to go out and buy some Zatarans and make some jambalaya, like real jambalaya, like nice big shrimps, chicken, sausage, the whole shebang. And she's like, "I don't want to eat that. It's out of a box. We'll go out and buy the spices." I'm like, "No, we won't." I don't know how much of everything to put in there to make it taste just right. I said, Zatarain's is made by Cajuns. They know what they're doing. I, on the other hand, am not Cajun. The closest I ever been to being Cajun was when I first moved to Texas. My next door neighbors were from Louisiana, and every time she made gumbo, every time she made jambalaya, they always brought me over a big bowl of it. I don't give a shit what animal it comes out of. I hate liver. I haven't cooked liver and onions in a long time. And I helped, exactly. That's what my mom would say all the time. She'd drop the stuff in the bag, she'd seal the bag up, she'd hand it to us kids, and we'd be sitting there shaking it. She said, and she'd look at us and say, I made shake and bake, and I helped. I'd rather have Graham's fried chicken. I do chicken in a bag, shake up using Old Bay. Old Bay's good. Old Bay is real good. Hey, John, good to see you, bud. Happy Friday. Good morning to you. Big old air fryer from my girls for Christmas. We have an air fryer too. We've used it twice. We've had it for 2 years. Sitting up on top of the counter waiting for the next big roast or something to come into the house so we can use it again. Someday I might get it out of my truck. Love it on fries too. I've never put the obeys on fries. Normally we'll make our own fries here at home unless we catch them on sale at the grocery, and then we'll normally pick up beer batter fries. Or I have I have a love of I can't remember the name of the place. How about that? But they make the best fries. Rallies fries. I love Rallies fries. They've got a nice coating on them. They're just on the edge of having that little tinge for the back of your tongue. Love me some Rallies fries. I don't use them newfangled things. I fry stuff because I love the grease. Fresh fried and air fryer. Usually 20 minutes tops. That depends on how crisp you like them. Oh, I want some crispy fries. Happy Friday to you too, John. Hey, Justin. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. Rally's fries, Arby's curly fries, best fast food fries. In my opinion, too, bud. My opinion, too. We don't get rallies all that much, though, so, I mean, Arby's, I mean. Rallies either. Our nearest rallies is, God, almost an hour away. Um, Now, I'll tell you one thing that Arby's used to carry that I always liked because we have no White Castle restaurants up here. The only White Castle restaurant that I ever heard of in the state of Michigan um, was over in Monroe, Michigan, and they closed it down about 7 years ago. But Arby's used to carry their own little onion chips, like White Castle had. So when I got in a hankering for White Castle, even if I couldn't have some sliders, I'd run by an Arby's and grab some onion chips, and then they quit carrying those too. So Coating can be like box of chocolate. Add a pinch of this, pinch of that. You'll never know. Well, yeah, you never know what you're going to get exactly. Culver's. Now, Culver's has some good fries too if you just like a plain old fry. You're right. If you're ever in the mood for just a really good plain French fry, Culver's is the best. Garvey's never had Rally. Rally's burgers, Rally's fries, I love them. I love them. For the longest time, Rally's had the slogan, if it don't get all over the place, it don't belong in your face. They were the juiciest, sloppiest burgers, but the flavor in those things is out of this world. Same way with the fries, man. Oh my God, they were always hot. They always, like I said, they always had that little bit of tinge to them, that little bit of spice, and to me, that's everything. Back in the 70s, KFC and Swiss Chalet had the best fries. Now I say Five Guys is tops. I like Five Guys. I like Five Guys. Cincinnati, most Culvers are in rich, preppy, white parts of town, but I like Butterburgers. A few around us, not impressed. Um, Justin, Culver's has really good onion rings too. Never had the onion rings at Culver's. Our nearest Culver's is in Elkhart. No, they just built a Culver's in Niles, and we've not a Culver's and a Popeyes, and we haven't had the money to go out and eat since they built them. So I miss Hardee's. Not many left in Ohio. Man, we still got them around here. Hardee's and Carl's Jr. Now I'll tell you the one thing that Hardee's had that I always liked, and that was the Frisco burger. But when the Frisco burger first came out, they actually had an onion infused mayonnaise, and that made the taste of the Frisco burger everything. And then they discontinued it, and they brought it back a few years later with regular mayonnaise, and it was just a hamburger on sourdough. I mean, there wasn't nothing special about it. There wasn't nothing. Hell, I can make a hamburger on sourdough bread at home. I'm not going to go out and pay $6 for one if I don't have something special. I wish it was warm out. So is everybody else, bud. It's all about In-N-Out burgers. We don't have any In-N-Outs around here. Always have my burgers with horseradish, cheese, barbecue sauce, and honey. Now that's actually cool. The wife found some horseradish infused mayonnaise the other day on the clearance rack. She paid like 99 cents for it or something like that. And that stuff's really good. That's really good. But I like what they always called a Texas burger. You got the jalapeno chips, you got the onion rings, you got the barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, I want a taste explosion. No Hardee's here anymore. If you remember the 4-gallon pop you could get at Hardee's, the Moose. No, I don't remember that. I never seen one of those. Jack in the Box. Now you're talking, bud. Now you're talking. When I was in Texas, I lived at Jack in the Box and Whataburger. Jack in the Box was the only place, especially for the couple months that I drove a cab down around Houston and stuff. I'd been up all night working the airport runs and stuff like that. Jack in the Box was the only place I could go and get tacos at 5:30 in the morning. Love me some Jack in the Box, and I sure loved Whataburger. Hands down, fries always on the side. Morning mom and pop chip trucks. We don't have Jack in the Box either. We used to have one in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and they closed it down. Used to drive around with my little Jack in the Box bobble thing on my cab radio antenna. I supported my Jack in the Box. I love horseradish. My dad used to put horseradish on everything. Never tried the mayo, but mustard. Now, I've never heard of horseradish infused mustard. That would be interesting, especially on a hot dog in the summertime. Jack in the Box, Pleasant Ridge. Been there about 4 years. Love some Jack in the Box. Amen. Been to one Whataburger. Was very unimpressed. Really? Really, the ones down around Houston, my God, man, they put love into a hamburger when they made it. I heard of these burger joints, but don't have them here. Yep, very select locations, very select states. They try to spread them out, and they don't do as well. People have their certain tastes in certain areas, but yeah, they don't. We have one Jack here in Cincy. Oh, wow. Sadly enough, I'm not driving to Cincinnati for Jack in the Box. By the time I got out of the neighborhood, I'd be ready to turn around, go back through the drive-through again, get another one. The best hamburger I've had in years has come from Waffle House. I heard they had good burgers. I haven't been to a Waffle House in 20 years. If you don't have In-N-Out, you don't have Jack in the Box, I'm surprised you have electricity. Amen to that. Their double cheeseburger with grilled onions is frickin' die for. Oh, God. We have Jack, Wahlburgers, Mr. Beast Burger. Hmm. I've heard of Wahlburgers, never been to one. Never seen one to go to it. Never heard of Mr. Beast Burger. I'm not driving 20 minutes to Pleasant Ridge for Jack in the Box. Man, 20 minutes is nothing. I could do 20 minutes, but I'm not doing 5 hours for a damn hamburger. I worked at the Awful House for a while. Waffle House is good for breakfast. Um, I can't remember what I had at Waffle House down in Indianapolis by the airport. I think it was just waffles. I don't think I've ever eaten. No, it wasn't. I had eggs and ham and fried potatoes, IHOP. Now there for a while, I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but there for a while, IHOP was making some killer hamburgers. As a matter of fact, you've seen the commercials on TV. It says the International House of Hamburgers. Their cheeseburgers are better than anything on the breakfast menu. Wow. Anything good. These parts you have to drive 20, 45 minutes or DoorDash it. Hell, we can't even get DoorDash around here, guys. Um, my daughter's little friend that pops up once in a while when we go out and do something stays here all the time. She tried to get a DoorDash from McDonald's for her and Ash here just a few months ago. She came over to spend the weekend, and I was making I was making something. I don't remember what it was, but Oh, I know what it was. I was making breakfast for dinner. So I was making like sausage patties and stuff like that. Her family don't eat pork. First Native American Hispanic mixed family I ever seen that don't eat pork. But okay, whatever. I'm not gonna hold nothing against them. But she was gonna DoorDash some McDonald's for her and Ash, and they said it was gonna be about 3.5 hours because our nearest DoorDash people are up in Kalamazoo running around. So they'd have to drive for an hour empty to pick the stuff up at McDonald's, take it for 8 blocks, then drive all the way back up to Kalamazoo empty again. So they said it was going to be about 3 or 4 hours for the girls to get their burgers, which would put them getting here about 10 o'clock at night. So yeah, we don't do the DoorDash thing here. The only time DoorDash gives you any attention here is if you're ordering $200 worth of something. They know they're going to get a good tip off of it. I won't eat anything with fried onions. I substitute with raw onions. Think fried lose their flavor. Hmm. I don't think I've ever experienced that. Ponderosa. Oh my God. Now you're talking something. Oh yeah. That's where I developed my love for fried onions. Fried onions, sauteed onions, and mushrooms on the sirloin tips. Oh, right there, Tony. Ponderosa sirloin tips were a favorite. Yep, definitely. Because the one close to us. And it's a Mexican restaurant now. Wow. Been to Ponderosa years ago. They're all gone now. Haven't been to them in about 30 years. The last time I checked, the last time I checked, the last time I was down there was still a Ponderosa in Warsaw, Indiana, and there's a Ponderosa in Mishawaka, about 40 minutes south of here. My ex's family used to meet there for Easter morning every year. Now that was as of 7 years ago. Ponderosa was still there. Well, no, I take that back. We were there 3 years ago. We drove by and the Ponderosa was still there. We used to go to the all you could eat steak nights. I go to an all you can eat steak night and they better just bring me a fork, a knife, and a cow because I don't get steak that much. I haven't had a steak in God. I haven't had a steak in over I haven't had a steak since Jan and Jay was here. That was the last time we had a steak. Just don't find them on sale down here. Love Shady Maple. Tuesday, all you can eat seafood. We don't have a Shady Maple around here either. Ponderosa near me is now Halal Butcher Shop. Closest Ponderosa to me is Hillsboro, Ohio, about an hour away. Oh, wow. Awesome. I can't wait, Jim. Hopefully that's not the next time I get to have a steak. Hopefully we'll catch some manager specials or something at our one single grocery store. Last trip past at my Ponderosa was H&R Block. Wow. Going PA in the spring to try the Amish all-you-can-eat places. My God, they have Amish all-you-can-eat places. If you have a GFS close to you, they have steaks. We paid $8 a piece for them here. We have a GFS in Mishawaka, but we don't get down there much. I mean, there's we get the sale paper on Tuesday. Our little teeny tiny paper that's got five or six of the local stores and what sales they have on the buy or the 10 for 10, buy one get one, buy two get two, buy two get three type deals. And that's we don't get any of the ads for the bigger stores and stuff, so we never go into Mishawaka or South Bend or Elkhart unless we have to go to a specialty store to get something that we just don't have around here. Um, but yeah, we went to GFS here a couple years ago, and we made out like bandits. It was great. It was great. Also missed the old A&W drive-ups with the waitresses on the roller skates serve you. Yeah, we had a couple of those down where I grew up at. Loved it. And even when they quit, now we have some drive-in type places around here. Elkhart's got a couple of them. I think Mishawaka's got a couple of them. Kalamazoo's got a couple of them. Where you drive up, park, order right there, and they bring it out to you. It's still not the same though. I didn't think so. Closed on Sunday's Amish thing next door, grocery store Amish run. Also, it's the biggest buffet in America. Wow. Never heard of Lambert's. Hey, Drager. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. There's an A&W in Hamilton, Ohio. Sonic. That's one of them around here real close we used to go to a lot. You can eat places. Not much of a big deal anymore for me since a lot of them 25-mile ride away. Don't have any Amish all-you-can-eat places around here. They have a fair bit of fame considering there's only two. And oh, wow. I didn't care for Sonic when I was in Orleans. My friend's husband told me about it. Oh, wow. Oh. That just makes it hurt more. Lancaster County, just a stone's throw away from me. Heart of Pennsylvania, Amish country. There you go. So, speaking of food, have y'all's egg prices start going down yet? Ours have, for some reason. Here about 2 weeks ago, I was in the store and some lady had bought 2.5 dozen and only paid $7 for it. And I guess they were on sale that week. Because when we were up at the store here a few days ago, I looked at um, the eggs, and the 2.5 dozen was $7.49. Not on sale. Regular price. We have a couple A&W drive-ins down here in Indy. Hey, Silver Knight. Good to see you, Kyle. Visit the place every trip. Since I don't have to work today, I think I'm going to get a nap till lunchtime. I don't blame you. The way you work, you get a day off, you deserve a nap. Sonic is hit and miss. See, I've never had a bad anything at Sonic. Back when my daughter's real father would actually, take her on his weekends and stuff like that when she was younger and before he found out he had 11 other kids. Um, there was always a Sonic right there where he picked her up at. So we'd drop her off, then we'd go to Sonic and have dinner and then come home. And not anymore. Wait. I don't take all that long to raise layers. Eggs, $3 a dozen. Eggs here, same price. Slowly going up. Yeah, ours are going down. Super Dog. Hey, Sean. And Chicago still has old drive-in experience. Don't think they skate anymore, but the 50s music playing, the whole theme. Oh yeah, definitely. 349 a dozen, large white, same as the past few months. Wow. Yeah, I don't know why ours are all of a sudden going down, but they are. Nothing like buying 2 dozen ears of corn from the Amish lady as her kids pick it off the stalk. Yeah. Yeah, Sonics are drive-ins here as well. I, I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like the rest of you. I miss the car hops coming out on roller skates and stuff like that. But what are you gonna do? Major grocery stores last quarter made just under $1 billion. Prices will not go down, just stay the same or raise more. Well, see, not a lot of our stuff is going down, but the eggs have. And it's really kind of surprising because eggs seems to be the big issue with the bird flu and the government coming in telling these farmers to kill all these chickens and stuff. Um, finding eggs, especially 2.5 dozen eggs for just over $7. Hell, it was just a couple months ago they were 15.99 for 2.5 dozen. Drinks and tots are the best things on the menu. Burgers suck. I do like their tots. Okay, drive a thing. I'm gonna eat in my car. Might as well be making miles. There's a huge 50 style restaurant with bar hops on Old Route 66. That's something I've always wanted to do. Old Route 66. Don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. True. Hey, Bud Files. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Happy Friday to you. I think the skates are too high a liability nowadays for businesses to allow it. Yep, I think you're right. They do monthly classic car shows at the Greenwood A&W, which is a pretty, yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Nothing beats a good old car show. Good old car show and a place to eat right there that fits the time period. Oh yeah, definitely so. when I was a kid, Frisch's Big Boy. I haven't seen a Frisch's Big Boy in God knows how long. I know they're still around, but Frisch's Big Boy and Penguin Point. The only two places that I ever seen that uses Thousand Island dressing on a hamburger. Well, I mean, besides McDonald's and that bastardized Big Mac sauce, whatever mayonnaise and Thousand Island dressing and three or four other things mixed together to make Big Mac sauce. Pickle relish. Sonic up here has Antique Car Night Summer Show movie for the patrons. Very cool. I've been to a Bob's Big Boy in decades. Big Boys used to be good when I was a kid. Frisch's by us has gone downhill. I won't eat there anymore. Oh, that's a shame. You know why the Marine Guard, the streets of heaven? Because God drives a Mustang. I go to Frisch's all the time. Their vanilla fountain cokes are the best. They got rid of for 2 years and business dropped by 80%. Well, I don't blame business for dropping. That was something I always used to enjoy too, was their vanilla Coke. Well, if the weather actually starts to straighten up like we planned for it to, I think Danny and I are looking at doing an investigation together probably the second week of March. We'll see what the weather does, but I'm stocked up on videos for a while with the wife's changing schedule, her leaving here at 5:30 at night, coming home at 2 o'clock in the morning. My daughter stays in her room on her devices. Um, it gives me a chance to do more work in here. Right now, we are set up on videos until March 7th. And I'm working on March 9th's video. I was started working on it yesterday. But hope you guys enjoyed the true history that forged the Iron Throne. That came out yesterday. Sundays is going to be really good. It's a video on Nikola Tesla and how America tried to erase him from history. And then, of course, March starts Irish American Heritage Month. And, being part Irish myself, I've been jumping on that one. Finding all kinds of interesting stuff to video about. Okay. Bloop. I go to Frisch's all the time. Frisch's started in the 50s with strawberry, cherry, vanilla, chocolate fountain cokes. But they're here in Cincy. They were called Big 60s. Oh, okay. I did not know that. One of my cousins used to pilot Frisch's private jet. Very cool. I do remember soda fountains in department stores pretty young. I do remember having sodas, sundaes, and ice cream. We've had one that I can think of, Sean, when I was growing up, that still had the old soda fountain, had the bar sitting there. They made the milkshakes and the sodas and the soda pop, sundaes, banana splits, everything right there in front of you. But I've only ever seen one, and that's really sad because that's something that's been around for a century, and it's really sad. I know a couple places have tried to do it, um, but haven't succeeded. Pull that back down there so it's not blocking my screen. Sent you some photos on Messenger from a couple summers ago at one of those A&W car shows and seeing Batman 66 at a local theater. Okay. Yep, they're popping up, Kyle. I'll check them out after the stream. Um, when Kmart was still around, they had old soda fountains. See, none of ours ever did. None of ours ever did. Um, I think in my life I've been to three different Kmart's. One in Elwood, Indiana, one in Gas City, Indiana, and one right here in Mishawaka, Michigan, or Mishawaka, Indiana. And all three are closed now. They all had just like a regular little sit down, buy a hamburger, buy a hot dog, buy chicken nuggets, chicken strips, French fries, and soda pop. And that's really all they done there. My grandmother worked at Woolworths for 40 years, ate there hundreds of times as well. Woolworth, man, I've seen one Woolworth my entire life, and it was in a mall, and it was big. Oh my God, it was big. I knew a guy who would deliver a tractor trailer full of chew, Charlie Daniels jet every so often. Coca-Cola made right in front of you. I will never forget that. Or cherry Coke too, just soda water. They squirt the syrup in there and remember. Yeah, you're right. You're right. One of ZZ Top original Eliminator cars is down here too. Belongs to Frank Beard's sister. Oh wow. Isn't it amazing? The one named Beard don't have one. That was always my dream car. That was always my dream car. The old Ford Coupe. I have been I have spent the last 40 years trying to get my hands on a ZZ Top keychain. Just the old chrome ZZ. That was always my band. When I cruised my Fairlane, that's what I always listened to was ZZ Top. My dad ripped out the old AM radio, stuck in a cassette player for me, and that's all I ever listened to when I done the parades and stuff or the car shows in that car was ZZ Top. And my car is long gone now. It's down in Atlanta in a Ford museum. Um, but I always wanted the chrome ZZ keychain for my car. Kmart, Woolworths, Woolco, Towers, all had them back in the 70s. They closed, bought out in the 90s. Woolworth was one that had the soda fountain. We had two fountains here. A small town back in the 60s and early 70s. I only have another 30 inches to go. Oh yeah, I'm sure I will, Kyle. Like I said, I love a good car show. I mean, Believe it or not, Chris, it wasn't as much of their old stuff I listened to as Sleeping Bag, Rough Boy, um, stuff like that. So, but I listen to their old stuff quite a bit. Legs, always loved Legs. But you got to remember when it comes to car shows with me, not only did I have my '67 Ford, but I grew up, or I spent the predominant part of my childhood in Fairmount, Indiana, the home of James Dean. Every September they do the James Dean Rod Run car show. Gas City has Ducktail Run, the great big huge car show. When I was a teenager, um, the whole town shut down for James Dean days. And I mean, you had all vendors and bands and live stages and stuff up through downtown. Then you walk down to Play Acres Park, where um, Park Elementary School's at. And at one point in time, we had over 7,000 cars in that park. They would take the area where the track was at. They'd make that Mopar Alley. Um, all up through the park. They would have live bands. They would have a sock hop. They would have burnout contests. They'd have flame out contests. Just all weekend long, from Friday night till Sunday afternoon. All the old Mercs would be up there. They'd come pulling in. They'd drop them suckers to the ground, and God, Kmart was the only place in the '70s you could get Steakums. I remember Steakums. Okay. Hey, Ty. Good to see you, bud. Let me get back up here and read this. I can't stay long. Got to get kids up and around to go see the dentist, so Child Protective Services will close the case. Awesome. Awesome. That's great. You listen to the MTV ZZ Top. ZZ Top was always my favorite band. They were always my favorite band when I was younger, and I listened to all ZZ Top. But when it come to cruising the car and the parades and stuff, I wanted that kick. I wanted that beat. I wanted people to hear it. I wanted people to hear them special speakers my dad stuck in the back window of that thing. And no, it's not like cars you hear today where you're sitting in your house and all of a sudden you're boom 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 boom. But at the same time you're hearing that train brr, 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 where their trunk lids vibrating with every beat. I old man knew a thing or two about setting up radios. Flashing blue light. The blue light special. If you'll look at our blue light special right now, we have got a special on. Had a 1965 2x2 fastback Mustang. Love that car. And had to get rid of it because of my wife. A year later, we were divorced. Shame the car was worth a lot more than her. Yeah, really. Yeah, yeah. Kmart also had fish and parakeets that died 4 days after you brought them home. Yeah, sometimes you would get more life out of winning a goldfish at a carnival than you would out of some of those poor fish and stuff that they sold at Kmart. Monday got to go look at 3 houses and getting things ready for spring break. My cousin opened a parakeet cage at Kmart. There were parakeets flying off. I bet that was fun. Had a 1978 Firebird Formula with 8-track player. Was always playing Smokey and the Bandit. I had a 78 Firebird Formula 1 once too. Love that. Had those aluminum honeycomb wheels on it. Silver, had black and red stripe running down the side and across the trunk lid. Had the factory T-tops in it. Spent more time running around with T-tops taken out than I did with them in. A lot of cars. Wish I had it now. I got to run. Have a great weekend. You too, Kyle. You take care of yourself, bud. Have a great weekend. And we'll catch you later. We'll be on tonight if you're not busy. We'll be on tonight. I think I might do some open mic stuff tonight. You bring your jokes, bring your stories, have some fun. Florida guy has it now. Very cool. Had a 76 Firebird Spirit. My sister painted the bird with spread out wings on the hood. Very cool. 67 Cougar XR7, 69 Mach 1, 71 Charger RT, 65 Impala. Jeez, Tony. Those are some good cars, bud. Good morning, Kyle. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today, bud. Hey, I got on both times you streamed yesterday. They popped up on my suggested videos, and I would go over, and I would have a black screen with a spinny arrow. I don't know what was going on. You kept showing up, and as soon as I'd click on it, there was nothing there. I kept trying to pop in and say hi to you, and it's like, psst. Okay, well, apparently there's a technical difficulty somewhere. Good morning, Jay. Hope you're doing good. Side comment, head out as a side comment. What do you used to work at Frank's down in Eastgate every Friday and Saturday night? Was Boomer night because everybody cruised their boomer. Cruise our boomer. Yeah. Love cruise-ins. Love cruise-ins. I'm not even going through the list of cars I had. Car list is immense. Jan, what's really awesome is finding out where I'm being sent in July. I'm beyond excited. Where are you being sent, Tyler? Are you going to Hawaii? Are you going to learn how to move your hips in a grass skirt? Look all seductive? Yeah, Kyle String. Same thing would happen to me. I would just see black screen. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. I like popping into Kyle's live streams. He don't get a lot of people in there, but he's fun to sit and watch. And I don't know what was going on with it. Had no problem with anybody else, but for some reason Kyle just wasn't coming through. Being sent to Arizona. I tried to stop it a few times, just wasn't working. Tombstone to be exact. Sounds like a fun trip. Morning all. Hope everybody's well. Good morning, freedom. I'm alive and kicking. I woke up with two furry little boys trying to compete to see who was going to get closest to my chest to lay down with me this morning, and neither one of them won. Because as soon as they woke me up and I give them their 15 or 20 seconds each of loving, I pushed them both off the bed and got up. So excited but nervous. I would be. I would be. I've been trying to get to Arizona for 4 years. Ever since I met Santee, and he helped me to get my videos squared away and looking good. He helped me with my editing, all that. Mark's been there. You're going. I still haven't been there. Not so good in the summer. Around that hot shit. I sure hope Sarah comes back in tonight. I miss seeing her. Me too. Sarah's fun. Yep, I'd just like to go down and hang out with Santee. Be honest with you, um, I don't care about any place else in Arizona. I want to go to Tucson. I want to hang out with Santee. I want to spend some time with him and Bill and Rex and Skeleton and his wife and Dan and, all the guys. My luck, I'll get hit by a ghost. Your luck, you'll get eaten by a T-Rex. Your luck, you'll get eaten by a T-Rex. There won't be no ghost hitting. You'll get eaten, and that'll be it. It was insanely hot at 9 years old. And it's really funny. As much time as I spent going around Texas and stuff like that, uh, I remember 110, 115 degrees, and with it being a totally different kind of heat, with it being a dry humidity, I still remember wearing my cowboy hat, my jean jacket at 110 degrees. So it just, I'd love Arizona. My friend is in Tucson now with friends. Oh, cool. I plan to dress up and see if I can capture paranormal activity. Be interesting. Be interesting. I know that I've heard stories about Big Nose Kate's place, about it being active. So be sure to check that out. To me, it's not a great summer day unless it hits 85 to 95 degrees. Yeah, yeah. In a place like that, now up here, in this wonderful part of the country, I love to refer to as the crotch of the Great Lakes. 85, 95 degrees, you're sweating in just a matter of minutes because it's so damn wet. But down there, oh yeah, down there it's nice. As I get old, I don't mind hot as much as this. Yeah, you're right, and I'm the same way. I'm the same way, bud. Give me a 85-degree day any day. I mean, I don't mind the cold. I can still get out and do things, but I have noticed this year that I'm aching a lot more from the cold than I have in past years. So, it's yeah. I think all of us that have crossed that 50 threshold, um, I think the cold tends to crawl inside the old joints and stuff just a little bit more than it used to. Beautiful day yesterday in the 70s. Now we're back in the 40s. It's been 33 degrees here for 2 days and raining like hell. 40 minutes north, they got a half inch of ice on everything. Now we've got this other storm forming off in the west. It's supposed to be coming our way, and hopefully by May 1st, um, winter will be over. You could just add more layers. And I said, much more fun to take them off. Yeah. Even at my age, much more fun to take them off than put them on. Seem to suffer till mid 90s, but below freezing is not. Yeah, really. I figure if I dress up, it would help draw them in. If there's enough energy in the air, who knows? Very true. Very true. Yep, layers cost money. You're right. Naked is free. I wanted to go south until these chemical accidents. Gotta look now. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess a lot of people. Um, all right, Ty. Take care of yourself, bud. If you get a chance this afternoon, give me a holler. Let me know how the dentist appointments went. Besides that, it's been too long since we've sat and just chatted. We need to do that some more. But yeah, I've been watching the news, and I don't know what was in those tankers on that train, but there's been a lot of people getting sick since that derailment in Ohio. We're looking at Tennessee again. No, you don't move further from me, you move closer. Damn it, Jan. How many times I got to tell you that? It's harder to get together if you're further away. All right, Ty. Sounds good, bud. Take care. My goal is to make it back to Savannah maybe someday. I still will. Might as well. Texas, Arizona, Ohio, Tennessee, train derailment, tanker spills, factory fires. Yeah. Closer to the cold is no bueno. Why I chose Missouri. Yeah. Well, I mean, Tennessee wouldn't be too bad. I mean, right now, right now, as things stand, our plans is to try to get this house paid off and get it fixed up. So when my mom and dad pass, I get their house in Tennessee. So what we want to do is get this one here fixed up, get it landscaped nice. That way we can sell it and go to Tennessee when that time finally comes. Because we've got, God, what, 3 acres? 3 acres down there, a nice ranch home, um, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Gonna kind of suck with a teenager. But, 2 women, me. Yeah, it's gonna suck, 1 bathroom, but oh well. What do you do? Maybe when I retire in 5 years. It's one way to look at it. It's never too late, brother. It's never too late. Looking Midwest now, stupid chemicals freedom. We want to close to the mountains, so I think we'll be safe by the park. You can always add another bathroom. No, I can't. I don't know nothing about no plumbing. I don't know nothing about putting in a bathroom. If I was going to build another bedroom, if I was going to build a family room, something like that, it'd be different. I don't know nothing about no plumbing. I couldn't do it. That's why you and Jay will be there, so Jay can do it. And all the vinyl chloride burn will go in, probably have lasting effects, spread to the Mississippi River. God, let's hope not. About the top of the hill, boundaries and Mark Twain National Forest. Very nice. Shit rolls downhill. 2025, so we need to start looking now. Yeah, that's all you need to know. Just make sure all the pipes run at that angle. That way, it's not the running of the pipe thing for me. It's running water lines and stuff like that. I know nothing about. I know nothing about adding water lines. I know nothing about doing the plumbing for a sink or a toilet or something like that. Showers. I know nothing about it. Yes, I understand. I come off acting like I know a lot of things about a lot of things, but I don't. I don't. I know a little bit about a lot of things and not enough to survive. That's why I have good people around like y'all to help me, you know, keep my shit straight. I can help. I know people there that could help. Very cool. And the nice thing about it is where the house is located at, right? Just south of Crossville and just north of Townville, up on the plateau. Um, I'm still east central Michigan, so or east central Tennessee. So it's only probably going to be a like an hour drive from where you guys were looking at down there, close to the mountains and stuff. I think it took us hour and a half to get to the Tennessee River, probably 2.5 hours to get into North Carolina. So I mean, Me and hubby been learning remodeling a house to sell. If it has a decent crawl space or basement, it'd be easy accessible for plumbing. Oh, it does. It's got a nice crawl space under it. So, cooking a lot of shit about a lot of shit. Which is why I have people like you around, Tony, to keep my shit straight. Thing I know about plumbing is shit runs down. Exactly. I wish I knew more about certain things, but getting there always something to learn. Yeah. The biggest reward to growing up poor. My motto is I know a little bit about everything, but not enough to be an expert. Exactly. Exactly. I know a little bit about a lot, but not enough to survive. Ah, God, that coffee's good. Could be just a little bit stronger. A little bit stronger, but it's good. Good morning, Masha. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Would have been an expert on vacuum over hydraulic brake systems. Buddy, yes, I am. Thank you, and you, and you, and you, and you, you, and you, and you. Actually went to trailer factories and trained them on those. A jack of all trades, a master to none, but oftentimes better than the master of one. See, we get moved down to Tennessee. The one thing that I really, the one thing I'm really looking forward to about living in Tennessee is the fact that where the house is located up on the Cumberland Plateau, there is hills and forests all around with a lot of documented trails for troop movement during the Civil War. And of course, there were skirmishes all over Tennessee and stuff. We're right in between. We'd be located right in between Nashville and Chattanooga, about midway, right in between the two, and not very far east of Dayton or Sparta, Tennessee, where Morgan's Raiders took off from and started to move eastward and probably wound up on the plateau on some of those larger trails before heading north into Kentucky and into Indiana. So, but there was a lot of skirmishes down in that area. And, I have that metal detector the wife bought me 2 years ago for Christmas. I've never busted out of the box. Even if I'm not doing paranormal stuff, still be doing some metal detecting. So let me see. Lee just came in. Good morning, buddy. Hope you're doing well this morning. God, I miss your smiling face. When you coming back to this area again? At 502 last night, still hanging in at 5-1. Congratulations, Masha. Love the hat, huh? This is just my little thin one. I've got a leather one around here somewhere. It's probably over there on the pile of hats. I probably got 12 or 14 hats piled up over here for the videos and stuff. So, take you some very haunted places in the Smokies. Very true. Also went to Elkhart and sorted some living quarters on horse trailers. I'm going to head out, get ready to start doing deliveries the next 10 minutes. See you tonight. Sounds good, bud. Have a good day. Stay safe out there. And we'll see you tonight. Next year, maybe. Too long, brother. Too long. I wish I could get back out to Pennsylvania. It's just a short drive for you that way. It ain't a legacy hat, that's for sure. No, it's not. It's not. Gotta run, everyone. Take care. Prayers, blessings for a beautiful day. You too, Freedom. You too. You take care. Have yourself a wonderful day. And hopefully we'll catch you tonight. I should warm up enough to fix vehicles outside. Dude, it's colder than a witch's booby in a cast iron bra out there right now. I stepped out earlier and, 20, 25 degrees at that time. But, yeah, it was cold. It's cold. We had an ice storm. It's over now. A lot of people up north had the ice storms. We were just 30 miles south of the edge of that. So while everybody was having, up north, was having cold temperatures and ice, we were just having cold temperatures and rain, and it was staying 1 degree above freezing. So it just rained and rained and rained and rained and rained. And, Danny up in Kalamazoo, Michigan, was posted pictures on Facebook of all this ice on everything, and I'm looking outside like, yeah, the puddles are just getting bigger and bigger here. Now it's colder than hell here. Well, it's not that cold, but even with having problems walking from accident, I need to get back to Gettysburg sometime. I'd like to go back. There's still a lot of the town and the surrounding area I haven't seen yet. We only had 2.5 days. Well, a total of 2 days, actually. We got in there almost 10 o'clock in the morning on a Monday and left at like 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. So we actually had 2 days. But it was enough to get in, two paranormal investigations and a video on the history of the town. So it's supposed to be a vacation, not a workcation, but that's what it was. So video, but the ice pellets on my face hurt, so I said nope. Suburban is 2 hours to work on a thing with doors open inside here. Need to get to Gettysburg. -9 here and sunny. We're sitting at 26 right now. We're not down in the negatives yet. I'll show you all around. Yeah, Lee's good. Lee knows that place like the back of his hand. Been there a couple times. It's a 40-minute drive for you, dude. You could live there and drive back and forth to work. I'm interested first. So I had my son getting him interested in the paranormal. Very cool. You too, Masha. You take care of yourself, and we'll catch you later. I stayed in a cabin for 3 nights, 4 days. Lady C, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We're up to 33 here, but there's a breeze. It's that breeze that'll get you in the butt. So my friends had some paranormal activity in Gettysburg over the weekend in the house they stayed at. Wow, not surprising. There's a lot of activity there. There's a lot of activity there, and it's really sad too because a lot of the people that live in Gettysburg, um, for the history, don't like those of us that go down there and do paranormal or parahistorical or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm not going to mention any names, but look how some of them treated Mark. Oh, you guys are those ghosters. And a lot of them don't talk to him anymore. I mean, that's the Gettysburg family, but there's been way too much happening down there over the years for people to deny the fact that it's happening. Flips JJ off, mumbles in 21 Fahrenheit. What bullshit. My buddy's niece got freaked out when she felt a cat get on the bed. And then when they looked at the guest book, several people had similar experiences. Very interesting. Yeah, except for the ones doing ghost tours, which I'm going to be honest with you. When we were down there 3 years ago, um, I think I was probably one of maybe a couple of the group that smoked. So when we were eating uptown on Tuesday night, I went outside to smoke when I got done eating. And one of the ghost tourists come walking by, and I was listening to what the guy was saying. I was looking at the outfit he was wearing, Civil War era outfit. And frankly, I could have done a better ghost tour being a guest in that town and dressed more appropriately than what he was doing. It was a joke. It was a joke. Good enough. I'd love it. A great place to do an investigation. Most of the ghost tours are a joke, to be honest. There you go. If that be true. So, Drew, now that Mrs. schedule's changed, why not do Wednesday morning again? Specifically, if you miss Monday night, I might start doing it. I might start doing it. I try to work on my videos during that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, Sunday when I don't live stream. But now, Danny and my Paranormal Now is going to start rolling again since he's got over um, the brain aneurysm and stuff like that. Um, so that's gonna eliminate like either a Wednesday night or a Thursday night out of my time that I have to keep my videos up and rolling. So I'm doing what I can do, and especially with um, my event season starting back up. My weekends are going to be taken away from that time to do videos. Here in just a couple weeks, a few weeks, I have the Kalamazoo Living History Trade Show. To me, it's like Christmas window shopping. I mean, that's where people go to sell their stuff very cheap. everything from tents to furniture to clothes to guns. And, I go up there, I film, and I cry. I mean, a couple of years ago when I was up there was people up there with $300 guns, long guns. $400 or $500 Civil War guns. Long rifles, Hawkins, anything and everything that a gun collector that loves to do living history and stuff like that would want to have money to do. But it was the very first thing I ever recorded for the original channel, and I like going up there. So I will go up and I will window shop and I will sob like a child and I will film. I don't do any part of the paranormal thing. I'm not saying I don't think it's real. It just doesn't interest me. That's understandable. When I die, I want to be surprised. Mostly they're good for the laugh at knowing more about the ghostly apparition than they do, especially history stuff. Yeah, exactly. Some people are fully invested, some aren't, and both are okay to me. Yeah, exactly. I recall in the early 1980s, M1 Garands for 125 bucks a barrel. Yeah, the drooling part's really hard. When um, when I went up there uh, to the first event that I filmed, um, there was a guy up there that he built a bunch of rifles. He got the stalks rough cut and somewhat shaved down. They weren't smooth. They weren't ready to finish yet. But he had the barrels, he had the locks, he had the triggers, he had everything. He had the brass butt plates, everything on them. But that's all it was lock, stock, barrel, and accoutrements on an unfinished rifle. He was selling them for 300 bucks a piece. So hell, if I had $1,000, I could have went up there and bought 3 guns and come back home and done the brass work on them, got everything stained real nice, things like that, and made $1,000 a gun. I could have taken a $900 investment, turned it into a $3,000 investment. But you can only do what you can do. But yeah, a lot of drooling, pistols, 150, 200 bucks a piece. Guns, 400 bucks a piece, 500 bucks for like nice guns. But these are things people have held on to for a long time, and they just want to get rid of them. Wise person once said, "Can't have the haunt without the history." Yep, very wise person. My local gun shop told me he would sell me M1s by the crate for 75, 80 bucks each. Wow. Did I ever screw up on that pass? Yeah, seriously. I'm not interested in the haunting, but the who and why they're hanging around, which usually ties into history. Yeah, the history is an important part, and you guys have heard me say it on multiple occasions. What is the paranormal if not an echo from history? And the gentleman that Danny and I had on last night on Paranormal Now, um, he's the founder and runs the organization for paranormal um, response and understanding, I think was the name of it. But he deals with paranormal investigators all over the place. And, he agrees that, the paranormal is an echo of our history. You can only get so much out of a book, but when you can actually communicate with the people that lived it, then you get a whole new look on things. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you. He was amazing. Les was very amazing. I can't wait to sit down and talk to him again. I don't have a wrench, but I'll try to find your page and check it out. Well, there you go. There's Temper's page right there, thanks to Jan. So now you can just click on that link and oh no, look, it's a wrench. Isn't it amazing how little things just happen? It's like magic. Well, I had Templar would definitely have him now. I give wrenches to people who have been with me for a while. I give wrenches to people who deserve them. You know, well, that's not exactly fair to say because I think everybody deserves one in time. But, my big thing is that when a person has showed up multiple times, they've never been a butthole, they've never caused any trouble, they've always gotten involved in the conversations and stuff. By God, lug that wrench around with you. Wear it around your neck with pride. Many things, but I don't do anything on it. Just use it to support others. Haven't been out for years, but I've been into the who, what, and why of the paranormal for 40 years. We in the early watch gave everyone a wrench. It's just something Jimmy wanted to do. And I see a lot of people do that. AAP. You guys know AAP. You know him and I have known each other for a few years now. He was one of the very first people I ever watched on YouTube when I first started. You know, I've seen him here lately just start, you know, okay, you just started your channel. You've got a couple videos up. This person knows you and this person knows you. Boom, here's a wrench. And, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Oh, and I finally caught one of your morning lives. Good morning, Mystic. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. This time in the morning, I'm normally getting all my orders processed and shipped. The morning was slow, so yay, I caught you. Yeah, I mean, we only got, what, 6, 7 minutes left? But you're here. Beats a kick in the booty any day of the week. Hey, Sonny, good to see you, hon. Hope you're doing well. Luke and Becca are amazing people, and they are incredible supportive of other people in the community. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I'm really, really hoping that I actually get to meet up with them this year. They were going to come down to our Ghostorama in Paw Paw, Michigan last year and didn't get a chance to. Something came up. So, and I've been invited to a couple of their investigations, but it's a last minute thing and it's like an hour and 15 minutes away from me, so it's not just something I can shoot off to. I got to plan ahead to get a ride and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely two very, very amazing people. I love them to pieces. You know, Becca has walking pneumonia. No, I did not. I hadn't heard about that. Mornings are where all the cool ones hang out, namely me. You're going to bruise your arm. You're going to bruise your shoulder patting yourself on the back like that one of these days. Glad to see you too, Mystical. Glad to see you too. Oh, either the cats have learned to open a door or my lovely wife crawled out of bed. It's not a cat.
Everything went okay this morning.
Yeah, everything went fine.
Okay.
Well, Drew, we got 10 inches of snow. It's 11 degrees. Feels like -2. And prayers for the Paw Paw firefighter. I've not heard anything about any of that. What happened? When I was on Robert Colwell's live. Oh, wow. And she can keep the crap up that way. Yeah, Sonny's about 3 hours north of me. So I knew they were going to get hit. But yeah, that ice storm was followed up by a major snowfall clear across the top of the country. Like I said, I was just, 35, 40 miles from the southern edge of the ice. Everybody was getting ice, and I was getting rain. So we lucked out on that one. But I'm watching this next storm brewing over in California right now. It is crippling. Right now, I just seen a news thing right before the stream started, and they said over 1 million people are without power right now because of that snowstorm. Got to go just upload the video. Got to make sure it's okay before I make it public. Catch you guys after. All right, buddy. You take care of yourself. We'll be on tonight. So hopefully you can catch us in there tonight. Okay. He was electrocuted. Oh my God. Dear God Almighty. What a way to go. What a way to go. That's sad. I thought I was subscribed to Buddy, but I'm not. Well, I am now. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Take care of that. I get you. I'll catch it when I get off here. I will too. Everybody keep your snow. Don't want any of it here with me. I don't blame you. The guy was dealing with a tree on a power line. One fell on him. On top of that, oh my God. Yeah, definitely prayers out to his family. That's sad. So, yeah, definitely sending prayers for the family. Um, yeah, they showed a news clip earlier out of Northern California, and there are stop points on the highways and everything where they're having people stop, pull off the side of the road, and put their chains on their tires before they can go forward. Um, One couple said, we know what to expect up here, and bought a 4-wheel drive. They still needed chains. They couldn't get any further. They said they had a couple. They had come on, done a couple roads on their way to that point that was almost impassable. So yeah, the Pawpaw firefighters volunteer, so I'm sure here Drew they'll probably have a benefit. Wow, that is so sad, especially a firefighter, man. God, and a volunteer firefighter at that. Probably a younger feller, possibly with a family. That's sad. Mountain passes can be a bitch. Yeah, that they can. That they can. But all right, guys, it is that time. It is time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of birds and get the flock out of here. So, like I said, we will be on tonight. Right now, we are planning an open mic. If that happens to change between now and then, and we decide to have a guest instead, I'm still waiting to hear back from people. Who knows? Who knows? But Buckeye, Arizona got snow yesterday. A lot of places in Arizona and stuff got snow yesterday. But you guys all take care. Try to have a good Friday. Who knows? Might try the mic. You're always welcome, bud. But I did buy a webcam, so we all get to see your pretty face. Oh. After 9, porcupine. See you soon, baboon. We'll see you too. You guys all take care. Have a good Friday. Try to have a little bit of fun. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch you all later. Have a good day.